On Thursday Night Football, the Dallas Cowboys beat the Saints 27-17. And I want to start by just giving credit to the NFL scheduling, by the way. Both teams played a week ago on Thanksgiving. That's back-to-back Thursday night games. I like this because it didn't give either team an advantage with preparation. They had an equal amount of time to prepare, a full week to get ready for this game. I love that. It's very rare for a Thursday night game to have both teams have 7 days to prepare for that. It's rare. It's cool. I like that. Now, the number one story from this game was New Orleans Saints quarterback Taysom Hill. He just got a big contract extension. He's trying to prove that he can become the Saints franchise quarterback or their starting quarterback in any, respective way. And, oh boy, he threw 4 interceptions. It was not a good game. I don't really know how you can qualify it as good in any way. He was 19 for 41 passing. That's a 46% completion percentage. He threw 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and had 264 yards passing. He did run for 101 yards out of 11 carries. Had a nice run at the middle where he hurdled somebody. It was pretty cool. Again, overall, though, there's really no other way to put it other than to say that this was a bad performance for Taysom Hill. And I do want to say, let's get the excuses out of the way. In fairness, the Saints are missing both of their starting offensive tackles. Their star running back, Alvin Kamara, was out. Their top receiver, Michael Thomas, isn't playing. And it seems like he doesn't even want to be there, by the way, New Orleans. He's like, hey, Drew Brees is gone. I'm out. I don't want to be here. The Saints offense is not at full strength. And then on top of that, Taysom Hill, he did hit his throwing hand and was a little bit banged up with his throwing hand throughout the entire game. And I felt like I should mention all of the excuses is a harsh word, but it's like all the little qualifying factors that people will say, well, he didn't have an offensive line. He didn't have this. Yeah, sure. This was not the Saints offense at full strength. But the reality is that Taysom Hill did not look like a starting quarterback in the NFL on Thursday night against Dallas. And watching Trevor Siemian and then Taysom Hill, it really just gave me a lot of respect and kind of gave me perspective on and appreciate Jameis Winston and the way he played as the Saints starting quarterback before he tore his ACL earlier this year. And I've seen enough now of Taysom Hill between this start, some of the games he's played in the past. I know it's not going to happen. I like Taysom Hill. He's a good story. He's a cool gadget player. He got a big contract, and I'm happy. The guy got paid. For his sake, I'm happy. I don't really understand why he got a contract extension. The Saints they laid the groundwork for him. If he became the starting quarterback, to get a bunch of incentives. I can't imagine he's going to hit any of those incentives. I don't think he's ever going to be the Saints starting quarterback. Not really. And, decision-making aside, he doesn't even throw the ball well enough to become, the arm talent of Jameis Winston compared to Taysom Hill isn't even close. I don't even know, he had a wide-open touchdown pass to Traquan Smith. It should have been a touchdown, and he just totally missed. He threw the ball in the dirt, and you're like, ooh, that's not an NFL throw. You can't miss that. He's open by 5 yards, down the left side. That's got to be a touchdown, and he missed it. And I feel like over and over again we saw examples of Taysom Hill. He's lacking in arm talent, not a great amount of accuracy. He runs the ball well, and that's great, but he's a quarterback. You got to be able to throw the ball first and foremost, and he doesn't do it at a high enough level. Not to mention, again, he got picked off 4 times in this game. Now, that's 3 drives in a row in the fourth quarter he got picked off. The final one was a pick 6. And look, the interceptions could have been worse. One got tipped. The first one got tipped off a receiver's hands. The decision was questionable. It's definitely a tight window, but not a terrible throw. Number 2 was tipped at the line of scrimmage. I just felt bad for him on that one. His third interception was his worst when he was trying to throw the ball up and over Trevon Diggs, the Cowboys star at this point, corner. He's got 9 interceptions on the year. And the throw needed to be perfect. It wasn't. He left it too far shallow, so Trevon Diggs grabbed it and picked it off. That's just a great play, too. I don't know if that's entirely... The ball shouldn't get thrown there, really, but that's just a great play by Trevon Diggs. The pick 6, I just felt bad for... Again, I felt multiple times I felt bad for Taysom Hill in this game because, on the pick 6, the Cowboys defensive end, Carlos Watkins, just grabbed it out of the air, runs for a touchdown, gave the Cowboys a 27-10 lead at the time. And that's, again, the interceptions could have been way worse. I'm not even fixated on those. That's a bad number to have represented in front of your stat sheet. But the reality was, aside from a long touchdown at the end where he didn't do any work, the numbers were terrible. And he wasn't accurate. Decision-making wasn't good enough in my opinion. Like, I like him as a person, and I'm glad he got paid a lot of money because I like seeing guys take care of their family, but I don't know. With less than 3 minutes left, the Cowboys led 27-10, and the Saints, again, they got a wild, long touchdown by Deontay Harris where he grabbed a 5-yard crossing route, made a bunch of defenders miss, ran for a 70-yard touchdown, but that's 65 yards after the catch. That's not Taysom Hill making a great play. Taysom Hill is just lucky, hey, I got a touchdown and 70 more yards added to my stats. That touchdown was all Deontay Harris. And so overall, Taysom Hill was inaccurate and did not play very well. And I don't really see a reality now where he becomes the franchise quarterback of the Saints. I'm not opposed to that happening, but in order for that to happen, Taysom Hill would have to make a miracle, dramatic turn and become suddenly a way better quarterback overnight. And it's not the first time we've seen him start a game or play in a football game, and over and over and over again, all I see from Taysom Hill, unfortunately, I like the guy, but our shortcomings with his arm talent and his decision-making, and he's a wildcat quarterback. Like, he's at his best when he's running the football. Don't love to be able to say that about my quarterback. And I just do not see Taysom Hill. And I'm not trying to, I'm not just overreacting to one game. It's not like it's the first time I've seen this guy play. It's the first time he's made a start in a while, but we've seen Taysom Hill numerous times throughout his career, and it's always the same story. I walk away feeling underwhelmed. And really the only good thing I can say, this is kind of funny. I like this, actually. The good thing I can say about Taysom Hill is, I believe it's Fox. I'm like 99.9% sure it's Fox, but I don't want to be wrong. I'm pretty sure I saw it last night watching the game. Fox does like superhero cartoons for every quarterback where they like show them like holding a football and they got all these jacked muscles, and it's like a little cool cartoon graphic for every quarterback, during the pregame or during the early part of the game. And Taysom Hill is the only quarterback I've seen where the muscles are properly represented. Like, the dude is jacked. Like, hey, say what you want about Taysom Hill, that guy gets after it in the weight room. Like, his biceps are massive. It makes me feel bad about myself. I'm like, okay, I got to get on a diet, got to eat hard-boiled eggs, I got to change what I'm doing. I'm like, dude, Taysom Hill is putting everyone to shame. His arms are massive, and it's just, he's not flexing. You're just like, that dude, I hate to fixate on that, but like, I'm trying to say one good thing about Taysom Hill, and it's that. Like, his cartoon, accurate representation. Matthew Stafford is not that buff. Like, I watch all the time, like, Jimmy G's arms aren't that big, but Taysom Hill, his arms really are that big, and hey, I found one good positive thing to say about Taysom Hill. Now, Dallas. The Cowboys are now 8-4, and this was a big win. They lost 3 of the 4 games they played in the entire month of November. So this felt like Dallas getting back on track. And, defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence is back. He missed 10 games in a row. You got to give a shout out to rookie linebacker Micah Parsons for Dallas. I mean, he is amazing. I need to like really do some research and figure out like what other rookies have been killing it on defense, but do we all agree that Micah Parsons is the defensive player of the year? Like, I'm curious. I want feedback, like, genuinely, because I think he is, and I want what other rookies are doing great, and are any rookies doing better than Micah Parsons? Like, every week I watch Micah Parsons, and maybe it's because I watch a lot of Cowboys football because they're in primetime all the time, but dude has 10 sacks this year. He's flying all over the football field. He's getting pressure. Like, in that Thanksgiving game, he got pressure over and over on Derek Carr. And I want to put this question out there to the world. Like, Micah Parsons is the defensive rookie of the year, right? Like, do you agree? I'm curious. I want feedback there. The Cowboys won without their head coach, Mike McCarthy. He missed the game due to the Rona protocols. I'm not going to, if I actually say the word, I get demonetized. So I'm like, I'm not going to say the word. You know what I mean when I say the Rona. Now, the Cowboys play Washington 2 times in the next 3 games, really in the next 3 weeks. They play Washington on December 12th and then again on December 26th with a Giants game in the middle of them, sandwiched in between. And Washington, they're 5-6. I think they're 5-6. I believe so. I know they have 5 wins and Dallas has 8. Whatever that means for Washington. Washington has 5 wins. Dallas has 8. And if Dallas can win both of those games, December 12th and December 26th against Washington, then they more than likely clinch that division. And Washington is the only team in the NFC East who can challenge them for the division title. Now, Washington is playing great football right now, and I don't want that to be swept under the rug. Like, they are, I think, in a position to really challenge Dallas. They run the ball well. They control the ball a ton. That's always dangerous. Like, Washington is a tough team to beat, even if they don't have a great record. They just are playing fantastic football right now. And I'm actually really hoping we get an amazing finish in the NFC East with a competitive, healthy battle between Washington and Dallas. But obviously, Dallas is the favorite to win that division. They're playing fantastic football. And I think the Cowboys are in a great spot right now because they seem to be getting healthy. And at this point of the year, it's all about fine-tuning and fixing the little things that have gone wrong throughout the year and watching film and diving into what stuff can we do better. And every game is an opportunity to get a little bit better. And the goal is to be your very best when the playoffs come around after by the end of the season. So I think Dallas has a great shot to do that. I feel like they're really, this is a great win for them to build momentum and clean up little stuff. And even like losing 3 of 4 games in November, all you can really do is look at that and go, hey, we weren't at full strength. We were missing DeMarcus Lawrence. We had little injuries here and there. We're missing our top receivers. But what we can do is watch the film and say, how can we clean up what went wrong in those 3 losses in November so we don't have those problems in the playoffs? It's actually, in a weird way, kind of a beneficial stretch of games for them because they're fine. They're 8-4. They're not going anywhere. They might get affected in playoff seeding, but they're not going to be the number 1 seed in the NFC at this point anyway. So they're going to play a wild card game. You'd like to have home field advantage, but I don't know. I feel really good about Dallas. The one thing I want to say is keep your eye on that battle with Washington because Washington is playing really good football. They're behind, but I'm very excited for these couple games against Washington in 3 out of 4 weeks. I think Dallas will win. They got a better quarterback. They've got an amazing roster. Like, Dallas is really good, and so I think they're going to end up coming out on top against Washington. But what I'm praying for as really like a nonpartisan, I don't really care. I'm not a Cowboys fan. I'm not a Washington fan. I don't have a favorite team in the NFL. I want interesting, fun matchups, and I'm really hoping that Washington can get some gumption and challenge the Dallas Cowboys because that would be fantastic for the finish this year in the NFC East.